You boys know what's about to happen to you. You'd leave now.
Some consider these traits to be toxic, such as undesirable in the men of today. We consider these traits such as these not only to be desirable, but to be appreciated and celebrated. Welcome to the Toxic Male Appreciation Show, hosted by and La Reina Creole. Welcome to the safe space for the toxic male.
Hello, and welcome everyone to the Toxic Male Appreciation Show. I am your host, Reina Creole, and my co-host, who is with me. How are you doing, my dear?
I am doing great. So wonderful to be here with you today. Just enjoying the day. How are you, Lorena?
I am doing good. Adjusting to summer officially in Florida, where it's over 90 degrees every day, and you walk outside and it's like stuffing your head in an oven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but I'd rather deal with that than snow. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna welcome the heat as usual. Nice, lighter outfits and all of that sort of thing. But it's been a wonderful day, and I'm so excited about doing this show with you. So, folks, we're actually doing a little bit of different type of show. So what we're doing kind of is like a news roundup. So a lot of the toxic males that we've featured so far, you know what? We find out some new news with what they're doing and what they've got going on and all that to check out what they've been up to because you definitely want to know. That is for sure.
Absolutely. I can't wait to find out all the new news.
Absolutely. So let's see I know who we'll start out with. We will start out with the man who kicked it all off in a way. And that would be, let's see, let's share my screen here. Okay, let's go operate computer. Here we go. That would be Alan Ritchson. And not only him, but now we knew that Reacher was going to have a second season, got greenlit for a second season. But the question that we've been asking for the longest time is which book? Which book is next? And you found this article, so you can tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes, the article sent to me by another fellow PGS member, Tom Jr. Jackson, who talks about the Lee Child book that they will adapt for season 2. And as you know, Lee Child has over 20 books that he's written about Reacher. It's an incredibly long and quite a legacy that he has left behind with these books. But it says that they're essentially what they're doing is that they are drawing inspiration for season 2 from they had to decide which book because there were so many. And they're going to go with the 11th novel in the series called Bad Luck and Trouble. And yeah, Bad Luck and Trouble. And, everybody's saying it's the perfect one to go with. And so, you can get a copy. Actually, I think Alan Ritchson posted a picture of himself holding a copy of that particular book. And they did mention that one of the major characters will need to be recast for season 2, but supposed to be the perfect book for the follow-up for season 1, where we had such an incredible ride in that series that just grabbed so much attention. Reacher gets summoned to LA in this book, and his former partner, who we met in the last season, Neagley, they actually work together and they start digging into what happened to one of their former colleagues. So it's definitely going to be an incredible ride. And certainly Alan Ritchson has kind of brought this character back into the spotlight.
There we go.
Yes. He's made this series so popular right now. Everybody is talking about Alan Ritchson in this role, and they just can't get enough of him. He's incredibly hot right. Well, he's always incredibly hot, but he's even more incredibly hot right now, getting attention with what he's done with Reacher and his performance. And as you and I have both said, Lorena, Alan Ritchson truly is, in my opinion, and probably yours as well, the perfect, Reacher character, in not just in acting ability, but his physical appearance. Everything about him really is grabs you as Reacher. And I think he looks like Lee Childs, who I think Lee Childs probably made Reacher perhaps after his own likeness, perhaps not. But if you look at a picture of Lee Child, they kind of look very similar, gentlemen. And Lee Child is British. He's done such a great job of writing this American character. So I'm so excited for this.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this. I mean, the first one, getting hooked on just like that first season, it did like literally made me want to read the book because it was so in depth. The characters were fleshed out so well. All I can see is Alan Ritchson as Reacher, and it's amazing how many people have gotten into this, by a lot of it by word of mouth, because it seemed to be kind of like one of those sleeper type of things. If you were into action or anything like that, of course it was going to catch your eye. But when people you hadn't expected started talking about this and hearing about this, and it just got more and more popular, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm assuming that if they're filming in the fall, then it'll probably be released maybe about the same time next year as it came out this year. I'm just guessing. I guess for what they'll probably do. But
Right. Like a January release, that does make sense, Lorena. I think that they're going to strike while the iron is hot. When it was released in January, it was #1 on Amazon, and rightfully so. I don't know anyone who really has said anything poor about the program. Everybody's excited for it. Of course, Alan Ritchson has gotten a lot of attention for this, and rightfully so, by really making this character his own now. And I don't think I can think of Reacher separate from Alan Ritchson now.
I really can't. I really can't. It's just like every time that I see him or that I look at him, I just see Reacher. And just for reference, let's see if I can pull this up here if you guys can see this. So that is Lee Child.
Yes. And of course, Lee Child he's got to be in his 70s, right, Lorena? He's a much older man than Alan Ritchson. I think he's in his 30s, but I can see, how he might have put himself or someone who looks like him, let's say maybe not inserted himself into the character. For me, I do see like they look alike to me. What do you think, Lorena?
I think there's definitely resemblance, especially in the eyes. And I really wouldn't put it past him as the author to write a character that you see yourself in. It kind of like, it births itself as its own character, but you'd like to step into it, a character that you like so much that you created, that you kind of, there's certain things about yourself that you'll kind of insert in there, not in a bad way. This is a good way when we talk about, self-insertion. So I wouldn't blame him, especially after writing so many books. How can you not, in a way, put aspects of yourself into it?
Absolutely. Reacher is definitely a complex character who is a fantastic investigator. And
yeah,
he feels a responsibility to, following through on a lot of what we're seeing from the book. And it was kind of difficult for him season 1 to lose his brother, as we learned. and that must be very hard for him. And I to be honest with you, I don't know where he gets the strength to keep going on, but nothing's going to stop Reacher from finding out the truth. So
Oh,
we can expect nothing less in season 2.
and we just cannot flip and wait. But you know what? The news doesn't stop there when it comes to Alan Ritchson. Like you say, he's hot. Every time I hear that, I think of that line from Zoolander where they're just like, Hansel, he's so hot right now. Alan Ritchson is so hot right now. And a
Yeah.
matter of fact, he is so hot that for those who don't know, he
Ah,
is going to be in Fast 10, aka Fast and the Furious. So from Deadline, Fast X, Jack Reacher star Alan Ritchson joins next installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. Now, are you a fan of the Fast and the Furious? Are you kind of just like a normie? Like I kind of drop into the ones I like and ignore the ones I don't.
I am a fan of it. I am a normie in it. For me, Tokyo Drift is my all-time favorite.
Mhm.
And I think that the series has kind of suffered a little bit, especially the last one. From what I understand, there were some unbelievable feats that took place in the movie, and a lot of people were not happy with that. And I don't think they're going to be able to get away with that with Richardson in the film. I think that they're not going to be able to pull off nonsense like that.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe perhaps he'll improve the quality of the film. And I hope he has a major role in the film. I hope he, is
Mhm.
really to be a heavy hitter in this, and we get to see him. I wouldn't mind seeing some action like we saw in Reacher, so we can see his physical prowess, so to speak, move around on
Mhm.
and some good fighting scenes from him, because we actually saw that a little bit in Titans, which I really enjoyed. And I think that if we could see more of that going forward with him in his career, it would definitely, show his potential.
Absolutely. I mean, because like we've seen him in Reacher. Now it's like we really want to see him do something physical in Fast 10. So it seemed as if he was kind of like a late addition because this was a complete surprise. Him showing up when Jason Momoa got announced, and actually we'll get into that in a little bit. I He didn't even really know, or perhaps it was that he couldn't say what role that he has in this movie. And in a way, I'm kind of hoping he's a bad guy because it would be something different than what we've seen in Reacher. So in a way, I'm kind of hoping for that. I was a kind of a normie when it comes to this franchise. I like Tokyo Drift. But the last one that I saw was the last one that Paul Walker did when he was alive. And for me, I don't know, it just kind of took the sales out of it for me. For the successful ones, I didn't like Hobbs and Shaw, that much, and I just kind of like lost interest. But since they've announced this, I'm like, okay, I may have to get a matinee ticket and show up. And actually, this is kind of smart because I really feel that this has injected interest in a franchise where while they've been making money with each movie, it's not like, oh my God, the next Fast and Furious movie is out, I have to go see it. It's more like, oh, it's out. Oh, okay.
Well, it's interesting that you should say that, because Fast 9 did incredibly well. And
Hmm.
I think people were expecting, maybe a better level of performance in Fast 9, but it did great. And I think people still do want to see movies from this franchise, but I also think that they should be putting out, films at a level of excellence now. At this point, it should be perfected, and there's countless stories that they could tell. So, bring it on. Go ahead and tell these stories.
Absolutely. Get back to the crazy, just insane crazy, insane, just action. The
Yeah.
kind of thing where normies who have kind of been out of it in a way because of Paul Walker, unfortunately passing away, kind of like, okay, now I really have to freaking see this because I can see where y'all are going. Because let's see. This news that we'd heard actually before Alan Ritchson, that Jason Momoa is going to be in Fast X.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no words for this. Uh, like my jaw is dropping to the ground because I'm so happy from what I had heard when I found that out. And I think you might have been the one to tell me he was going to be in it. And I just was just so happy from this news. And honestly, I think that we're going to see a lot more of Hollywood catering to maybe the female gaze, or for people who like men, let's say. Maybe the
Mhm.
vilification is turning around. Maybe we're seeing a turn or a shift in that, and they want to see these men, very attractive, physically capable, and action orientated men in movies now. Heavy hitters, so to speak. I honestly think that this direction is something that definitely needs to happen, and perhaps they were being underutilized. I mean, Jason Momoa certainly proved that his movie Aquaman. I'm
Mhm.
thoroughly convinced that movie made $1 billion because Jason Momoa was in it. This is nothing. No one will convince me otherwise. If they had picked anyone else, I don't think it would have made as much money. Now, perhaps if Alan Ritchson had been the other person they picked, maybe. But I think it's very interesting that now Jason Momoa and Alan Ritchson are going to be in the same film. Both of them have
Mhm.
played Aquaman, but there
That's
is
right.
something very special about having Jason Momoa in a series like this, and this could completely change it around, as you said, reinvigorate the series. But certainly, I have a feeling tickets are going to be sold.
Oh, yes. Tickets are definitely going to be sold. If anything, for the completely superficial reason that Jason Momoa and Alan Ritchson are in it. I mean, I love Vin Diesel, but let's be real. He's a man of a certain age right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the roles have changed. Now he's more of like the veteran, of kind of of the thing. He's not the eye candy anymore.
Well, how old is Vin Diesel? Because
He is, I think he's 55, I believe. I think
okay, I wouldn't have guessed that.
he's close to that.
Yeah, he doesn't quite look 55, but I understand what
Yeah,
you're
he's
saying.
54. He's 54. Mhm.
Yeah, and I know Richardson is 38. Um,
Mhm.
so there is quite a big difference in age between them at this point, and this should be very interesting. Oh my gosh, what if Momoa and Richardson come to blows? I don't even know what to say. Um,
I would like to see that on screen. I mean, it's just some, I don't know. I would take a perverse amount of enjoyment from watching Jason and Alan come to fisticuffs. That's just me. Maybe I'm just weird like that. I don't know. I would not mind seeing that at all. Yeah,
yeah.
I do. Yeah, I wanna
Oh,
see that.
yeah. This is gonna be amazing. If
Mhm.
they stick with this, if they stick with this casting, I think this is gonna be amazing, and, it's just gonna be, mind-blowing to see them on the screen. I think the cinematic screens could explode. This might be
I might go see this in IMAX
Yeah.
if they release this sucker in IMAX. It's literally that's totally where I am
Well, I
with
have a
this.
feeling that we're gonna be seeing a lot of shirtless scenes. We're gonna see, some beach scenes. Um, there's gonna be a lot of that, in this. Maybe more than most Fast and Furious films, maybe more than what we would normally see, in a
Hmm.
Fast and Furious film. The last film that I actually saw Jason Momoa in was a film with Bruce Willis, where Bruce Willis plays a what was he playing? What Bruce Willis was kind of like a guy down on his luck, and he got mixed up with um he's like a hustler, and he um is in a situation where he finds himself having to deal with Jason Momoa, and Jason
Mhm.
Momoa is essentially like a gang member or gang leader, and
Mhm.
Bruce Willis has to kind of like bargain with him and figure out how the hell. Oh, it has something to do with his car. It's actually pretty good film. And seeing Jason Momoa, I was like, I've never seen Jason Momoa play a role like that before, but he had to play it sort of a heavy, and there's fighting scenes in that, and it was actually a fun film. And I think Ritchson and Momoa are going to bring some fun back to Fast and the Furious. I think the fun is coming back.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. And I know some fans had some kind of concern, from what I understand, about Jason Momoa and how he would get along with Vin Diesel. Which in a way is kind of interesting, because Jason Momoa and The Rock are not the same people. They're not even at the same level with respect to, career wise. So from what was actually said in the article, that there was a video posted, kind of behind the scenes video of, Jason and Vin Diesel getting along, very very well. So that's great. I know they did swap directors. So Justin Lin is no longer directing. However, Louis Leterrier is directing. And he did, I believe, the Transporter.
Yeah.
He did the Transporter movies. I saw one of those, which I actually liked. I really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm really, like I said, this was not on my radar until Jason Momoa popped up, and I was kind of like, yeah, I might be there. And then you throw Alan Ritchson in the mix, so it's like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking that out. And as a trifecta, because this is a guy who eventually we're going to feature on this show, Scott Eastwood is also in the Fast and the Furious. Now, I didn't know this. I didn't know that he was already in this franchise to begin with.
And yeah, I don't remember, specifically when he was cast or how many films he's been in. But yeah, this is very important, and I'm really honestly I think he's a great addition to this. So it certainly isn't harming the film in any way.
Not at all, especially given his famous last name, because if I remember correctly, he's the son of Clint Eastwood.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Lorena, can you imagine if we were the casting agents for the Fast franchise? Let me just ask for Momoa. Let's see what happens.
I would be like, okay, I need to know right now, how much are you willing to spend? How much are you willing to spend? Because let me tell you who we need to get.
Absolutely. I think it would be remarkable if, that person who has to go ahead and say, let's say if we worked there, like, should we do it? Yeah, let's put in Richardson's name and see what happens. Let's see if we can send him something and see what comes back.
And they're like, they bought it. They totally bought it. Oh,
And I
but
think there's also a certain level of muscle associated with fast cars. So that's
mhm,
something that I think we can't push aside. We're expecting, guys who can carry their own weight and then some in a
mhm,
franchise like this. And perhaps it didn't start out that way, but it feels like it's become that. And it has a somewhat more substance to it going
mhm,
forward. I would associate fast cars and chop shops and stuff with guys who might be, very strong and
mhm.
like that. So, while the series may not have started off like that, I think that it certainly is a great progression for it, for it to take focus on now.
Absolutely. I really am actually excited about seeing this movie. Like you said, the muscle involved in the Fast and the Furious movies, that's a very unlike what some people are trying to pull it away as. That is a very testosterone loaded franchise. It's not like they're, driving Teslas or anything. And that, no, 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 no. These are some crazy customized muscle cars. Lots of speed, lots of action, lots of explosions.
Yes. And we're expecting all of that and more. We're talking, just everything, just all of it. We want all of it. And I think that they feel that they can go in this direction now. It's going to be, I hope it's going to be a completely new direction and beginning for the series, and something that we haven't seen before.
I hope so. I really do. Really do hope so. This is awesome. Awesome. I
Yes.
cannot wait until we feature Scott and his father, Clint, on our
Oh my
show.
God.
That's going to be an absolutely amazing show. So, speaking of amazing, let's see, we have an update from another one of our guys we featured on the show. Now, you actually found this. This is a trailer for Idris Elba's new movie coming up.
Yes, Lorena. We of course covered Idris in our Toxic Male Appreciation show already, and this was one of the films that he had down as coming out this year. And I have to say that I wasn't quite sure what this film was going to be like, but boy, this trailer has completely blown my mind. It is absolutely it feels like a guilty pleasure with Idris. This is absolutely amazing. Lorraine, have you watched it yet?
I have not watched it yet, so I figured we would EFAP this trailer.
Let's do it.
Let's see. First of all, do you know who George Miller is? I'm just curious.
Oh, director or
Yes.
writer? I don't know if I do. No, probably not. Probably.
Okay. I just figured I would ask because I'm like, I don't know who it is. Maybe someone else. I just figured I would ask. Okay, just from the music alone, the harp music, it's just like something very, very interesting is about to happen. It's just one of those mystical music kind of pieces. Every time you hear like a harp, at least that's how I think. Let's see it. 3,000 years of longing. My name is Althea. My story is true. You're more likely to believe me, however, if I tell it as a fairy tale.
My name is Alethea. My story is true. I am a solitary creature by nature. I have no children, no siblings, no parents.
Just to back up, for folks, Tilda Swinton, if you have seen the first Doctor Strange movie, she plays the Ancient One.
That's right.
She just looks so lonely.
I know, and that's what's so good about this is that she captured that, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I have no children, no
She's
siblings,
kind of
no
like
parents.
eating by
I
herself.
did once have a husband.
Oh,
If there is
okay.
fate, who can
Okay.
say? But in the Grand Bazaar of Istanbul, I chose a memento.
Uh-oh, and is that oh, it's a bottle. Yep.
Istanbul, I chose a memento. I like it. Whatever it is, I'm sure it has an interesting story.
It's so small.
It is small. It's very small.
Very very tiny, but very intricate in detail. So maybe it's more of those don't trust a book by its cover.
It's exactly that.
Okay. Okay. I can see her face is like, yeah. Wait till you see the rest. Did she try to clean it with a toothbrush? That looks crazy.
So what will you wish for? What is your heart's desire?
Imagine seeing that in your house.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
gotta say, I like the scale of this. I really, I really do.
Now, why they chose to show him, I have actually read some novels where they'll show this type of a character where he can be 5 feet tall, and then the next minute he can be 10 feet tall, and the next feet he can be 100 feet tall. You know,
Mhm.
so he can be, pretty much anything, and you can see like they chose to make this character huge for the impact, of course, of what's happened. And
Mhm.
boy, this is very, very interesting for this solitary woman to have this thing in her house this way, so to speak.
Wow, it's like going from having this emptiness into the house and almost like, oh my gosh, there's this like mystical being that is
Yeah.
taking up my entire house.
Yes.
And it sounds hot too. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have a question. What does one do with 3 wishes?
Now they chose to augment Idris's ears, and that's okay. Like they changed him around a little bit, but this is undoubtedly, unmistakably Idris Elba. And of course he's as she says, what does one do with 3 wishes? We know he's a djinn or a genie or whatever you want to call it. I call it's a djinn, right? So now this is very complicated because she's an intellectual. And, she's, very kind of, cross those T's, dot those I's, put things away where they belong.
Right.
And, she's like, well, looking at this from quite a different point of view, I think most people would be like, oh my God, like, and she, there she is. Look at her. She realizes what happened. She's put the do not disturb sign on the door because she knows that this is maybe one of the most fascinating things she's ever seen. But she's going to figure this out, Lorena. This is something that she is going to solve or whatever is going on.
Absolutely.
Look at
Absolutely.
him.
It's like I have a mystery to solve and you were not going to stop me from
Look at him.
solving it.
Look at this. This is, oh my God.
It's like yeah, like you're saying, it's like it's still Idris, but there's like a mystical practical effect being put on here as
Yes.
well. So you can tell that he's not human.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like he's more in a human form here, but it's just not of this earth, which
Yeah.
I have no problem with. That looks great. Oh man, let's see. Because like you said, she is very logical. She's probably like, how am I going to wrap my head around this?
You'll see.
I don't know who George Miller is, but this looks like straight out of a Renaissance painting. Is it me or am I the only person seeing this?
No, you're not the only person seeing this. And I don't know if this is true, but I suspect that what we're witnessing here is he's trying to describe to her who he is, and as a result of him being in someone's life, what their life is like when he's around, what what these wishes are about, like what goes on when you have a din and what your life might be like. And he's trying to explain, perhaps at least that's what I'm guessing, that we're seeing different situations in history that have occurred because of this din.
Ah, okay. Kind of like, all right, set the Wayback Machine. This is so and so. This is what happened, and this is how I got you. Okay. I just love paintings. I love artwork from this particular era, and that's why I'm kind of thinking that they did it on purpose, because we look at this and we automatically think, oh yeah, there's the Renaissance. The Renaissance paintings, but it just looks very Rome debauchery going on.
Yes, definitely something that may not normally occur, but this is like, imagine if sky's the limit and there, the whole world was an orgy. At least that's what I think that this scene might.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking when I see I see this. Oh man, let's see what we got. You gonna make it? Oh, I guess somebody had a Hail Mary wish.
Look, yeah, look at him compared to Tilda. I don't know how tall she is, but she's not a short woman, right? Tilda's not short.
I am not sure exactly how tall.
But he
Tilda
looks
Swinton.
very like substantial and broad and powerful almost even.
She is 5'10", actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's not like a short person, but he looks quite just that power that he seems to have as he's clearly telling her or explaining to her, who and what he is. At least that's how I took it from the trailer.
That's kind of like what I understood, because going back, and perhaps this is like, okay, so just something like this, shooting an arrow, you see how far away that boat is, and it probably said, okay, I really need to get this guy, so can you give me one of my wishes to go ahead and kill them?
Yeah, it's an impossible shot, right?
Yeah, totally like a Hail Mary shot. So maybe it was I couldn't get him then, but guess what? This made him keel over later. It's just an interesting way of visually showing kind of like, I guess, the kind of wishes that this guy went and fulfilled,
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, that actually really happened. Really happened for real. And she's like, oh, okay. Okay.
There's no story about wishing that is not a cautionary tale.
She's got a point.
Can we please tell Wonder Woman that?
Yeah. I mean, I have to. It's like, and I'm laughing a little bit because there's this one anime that is taking me way too long to watch, because the more stuff that I see, the more it just makes me want to back up and watch. And it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, right? So this one series arc, they come across this guy who says that I can grant you 3 wishes. What would you like? And he's like, I want my sister to come back from the dead. And you're thinking, that's not how it, no, don't do it. Don't freaking do it. Don't freaking do it. And the genie's like, of course. Is it sure that's what you want? You're like, oh man, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. So that I like that she pointed that out, because like you said, they should have told Wonder Woman that, because anytime there's like anything about wishes to grant, there's some kind of tale that's in there. Like I think about another, I think it was a Brothers Grimm story, where it's like this one couple, they found this like something, I forget what the heck it was, but that they could basically make 3 wishes.
Is it the
And
monkey paw or something like that?
Is it the monkey? It may have been. The story that I remember, it's like the one couple, they found out that they could have a wish, and the husband wished first and said, I wish we could have a sausage, and the sausage appeared. And then he was arguing with his wife, and his wife said, I wish that sausage was to get stuck on your nose. That was the second wish. And then the third wish was that he got the sausage off of his nose. It was really funny, but the whole thing of the cautionary tale about, if you get what you wish for, it's not exactly, it doesn't turn out how you thought it was going to turn out.
Yes.
Which makes me wonder, how is it going to turn out in this
Cautionary tale.
We all have desires, even if they remain hidden from us. But it is your story, and I cannot wait to see where it goes.
Neither can I, actually.
Yeah, and honestly, something that I don't know whether anybody has ever answered or what the story is. I mean, she freed him from the bottle. He has the ability to grant these wishes. But what if she doesn't take any of the wishes? Like, she could just keep him around as long as she wants, right? Like, he's like, what happens to him? This is something that I think is very interesting. You know, if she's looking at it from this point of view, she's like, well, he's kind of hot. He's
Mm-hmm.
nice. He's not evil or anything. He's kind of an intelligent person. He's been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He might make a great companion. I don't know. Wouldn't you be like, I would be thinking that. I would not expect the genie to look like this.
That is interesting. Kind of like the permanent house guest, which I get where you're coming from, because she's alone. She misses her husband. And it's kind of like, if I get these 3 wishes, then you're gone. So I can totally see where you're coming from with that, because part of it is with her saying, okay, 3 wishes. There's a cautionary tale in there.
Well,
And
to grant any of the wishes when, like, you've gotten such a gift already, you're kind of like, well, if I get the 3 wishes, will you go away? Probably. And then it's kind of like, why would you want him to ever leave? Because he's probably really interesting and remarkable. But
Mhm.
I just have to say that I never thought that I would even be thinking about this, Lorena. This trailer has got me thinking, gee, what if we found a genie? And I'm like, I've never said that in my life, but now I'm thinking it because of this trailer.
I totally get you. It's usually when you see something about the 3 wishes, the person's like, oh my God, I cannot freaking wait I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to make a wish. I can't wait to do that. But in this story, she's extremely cautious about it.
Yes. And I think that the reason why she's cautious is because she likes this genie a lot. And
Absolutely.
I think he likes her.
Yeah, he doesn't seem eager to go anywhere. And he's not like a flamboyant type of genie. I think that's what we're used to seeing, a lot of, poof, fireworks, here I am. What 3 wishes do you want? I can grant you your heart's desire. He just seems kind of like, I know how this goes. I've seen this I've seen a lot of stuff. So, all right. You got 3 wishes. What do you want? I want to say he's probably maybe so used to this job that nothing surprises him, anymore. But it may be something with her that makes him really want to see exactly how this goes. So I like how he said that line. It's like, I don't really remember hearing a genie say something like
Yeah.
that.
And one of the other things too is the title, and I could be wrong on this, but it says 3,000 Years of Longing. Is that how long he's been in that bottle?
Could be. It very, very well could be. That's all these interesting questions. This is how you know a trailer is pretty good, because we start asking, the trailer's just making us think of all these questions.
Oh, how it might end.
Ah, wow, that is some crazy cinematography. I noticed very opulent scenes in here. Battlefield scene, you have like a Maharaja scene, like from India. Some weird spider looking gross thing. I don't know what that is, but should be quite interesting. Just to look at his face like, what the heck is this that I just put into existence? Well, oh, are those the relatives? Or maybe probably the neighbors.
This is really good. This part is really good.
Oh my gosh. Why does it strike me as the nosy neighbors?
Hello.
There you go.
He'll be staying for a while.
They're like,
I'm sorry. That is so good. So good.
I
Oh,
love their faces. And why is it, as soon as I saw this, I said, there's a Britcom moment right about to happen. And then it did.
He'll be staying for a while.
Like, oh, okay.
I'm beginning to wish we'd never met.
Oh, beginning to wish they'd never met. Interesting. So, interesting. So, regrets. Oh, sounds like he doesn't want to go away.
it's a little more complicated, isn't it?
Very, much more
There's a huge
complicated.
amount of responsibility in this.
Huh.
It feels quite involved, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not the, here's your 3 wishes and I'm gone. What if you have a reluctant genie that doesn't want to go?
Yeah, or what on earth does happen when the genie comes? Like, there's a lot involved in this. I'm just so fascinated by this whole thing. This is a must see, Lorena.
This is, I'm very, very much intrigued, especially by the sets.
Save yourself!
Wow, there's a lot going
I
on in
have a
here.
wish.
Is it that she finally has one? Okay.
Wait and see.
Huh. That's wild. What's going on with her back there?
It looked like he was healing someone, but I'm not sure of that.
For some reason, I was just like, I hope he's not turning her into a darn genie. That is crazy.
And then
Yeah.
laughing, the laughter, you're like, well, wait a minute, some of this stuff isn't funny.
Based upon the short story, The Djinn in the Nightingale's Eye.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I have to say that Idris Elba is playing one of the most striking jinns I have ever seen. And surely the jinn must have some charisma, because there is the element of granting wishes, but there's also the element of what the jinn can do. The jinn, technically speaking, he or she, I guess, I don't know if they're always male, has a lot of power to persuade people to do things. But a lot of times that persuasion doesn't work out. Just like with any wish, it doesn't exactly work out the way you think it will. Now,
Right.
perhaps I can't fault Diana for wishing Chris Pine back in her life. Maybe I can't fault her of that. But clearly there was a price to pay in it, and they made that film, and it didn't quite work well, because, as I said, Diana would never participate in that. She wouldn't do that.
Right.
She would have been out of the equation. Everybody else could do it, but that's not appropriate for her. And so, because she has a lasso of truth, and making a wish, it's not truthful. It's not the actual truth. You're kind of like getting this bonus, this thing that, in actuality wouldn't happen naturally. So does the unnaturalness of having a genie at your beck and call somehow change your life in a detrimental way? And do we even feel sorry for the genie? I mean, the implication of that title sounds like he's been trapped. At least I think he's been trapped in that bottle, and I want to let him out. I want to let him out. I don't blame her.
3,000 years of longing. So kind of contrast that to, I don't know how long her husband has been dead when this movie starts, but there's probably some kind of contrast between that and how long that he's been alone for 3,000 years. So either way, this is going to be, that's going to be an interesting, very, very interesting movie. And when does this? Okay, so when?
I think it premiered at Cannes this week, Lorena. I think it did. Let me just make sure. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it did. And honestly, once I saw it, my jaw dropped when I saw this. I'm still in shock. Um,
Well, let me read this the description off because it's very interesting because we watched this before we read the description. So, Dr. Althea Binney, which I hope I'm saying that right, Tilda Swindon, is an academic, content with life and a creature of reason. While in Istanbul attending a conference, she happens to encounter a jinn, which is Idris Elba, who offers her 3 wishes in exchange for his freedom. Okay, now that is different.
oh.
Usually it's the I give you 3 wishes and peace out. We never have to see each other again. But in exchange for his freedom. So why does he want it? Interesting. So this presents 2 problems. First, she doubts that he is real. Second, because she is a scholar of story and mythology, she knows all the cautionary tales about wishes gone wrong. The jinn pleads his case by telling her fantastical stories of his past. You nailed it. You nailed it. Eventually, she is beguiled and makes a wish that surprises them both.
Whoa. And it says it comes out August 31st.
August 31st. Okay.
Wow, I can't wait for this one, Lorena.
I'm gonna see this one. I'm gonna get my popcorn and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch this one because I am so intrigued with the premise of this. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Of course, we will keep you posted about this film.
Does he charm her so that the wish is that she wants to be with him?
That's an interesting question.
Isn't that like an unfair wish?
Maybe. Maybe. I can't. All these questions. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this. This is going to be awesome. So this is. Oh, go ahead, my dear.
I can't wait to see the part where she breaks the bottle open and we're in the theater and it's just like this giant Idris Elba on the screen.
It's like, can you pause that? Pause it for a little while, please. Just a little bit so I can watch it. Oh, man. So I cannot wait for this one. And there's another film that I am just so much looking forward to. And we're actually going to be talking about Chris Pratt on a future show. Someone had asked about this particular movie, and I said, yes, I cannot wait to see it. So this movie is going to be coming out on Amazon. We may have to have a watch party for this sucker. Absolutely. So Chris Pratt is a Navy SEAL on a deadly mission in Terminal List. Ooh. And the trailer drop for this sucker.
All right.
Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So check us out. It premieres in July. I think it's July 2nd. And it's going to be an 8-episode thriller. 8 episodes.
Thank you so much.
God, this is going to be freaking awesome. So let's see, based on the best-selling novel by Jack Carr. I haven't heard of this guy before. Mm-hmm. So The Terminal List follows Pratt's James Reese after his entire platoon of Navy SEALs is ambushed during a high-stakes covert mission. Interesting. Reese returns home to his family with conflicting memories of the event and questions about his culpability. However, as new evidence comes to light, Reese discovers dark forces working against him, endangering not only his life, but the lives of those he loves. And Constance Wu is in this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I loved her fresh off the boat.
Oh my goodness. Lorena, this is going to be incredible. I can't wait for this series. I love anything that's military like that. I just absolutely cannot wait for this. It's going to be incredible.
This is going to be, I mean, I'd been excited since I'd heard about it. And I've seen Chris Pratt like posting about it. But the fact that it's 8 episodes And yeah, I'm gonna have to seriously EFAP this sucker because Amazon likes to claim stuff. This looks so cool.
Yes. Yes.
Almost ready to begin, James.
Copy.
Okay, so I guess they're gonna scan his brain, see if anything happened to him. Amazon's claims that they claim it. Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, that's
I
incredible.
love how this is shot.
Wow.
It looks like, yeah, because something went wrong, and it's probably got. Oh
Oh,
man,
oh no. Oh no.
that's like, I see like so many videos and pictures of like when soldiers come back, and then the ones that didn't make it when they take the caskets off of the airplane. It's so sad.
Everybody's gone.
Yep, I knew they were going to show that. This is like one of the most powerful scenes any kind of military film, when you have comrade at arms who fall, and then that scene where that officer or that enlisted person is standing there, and you see all of the caskets that are lined up with the flag draped over them, whether it's on a C-130 transport plane or it's somewhere that's like this. It just hits you.
It really does.
Oh man, I like that shot where it goes like over. You can't. It's like it's interesting because we know what's coming because we've
We
seen
knew right
movies
away.
like,
We knew that
yeah,
those were, what it
but
was.
exactly. But for the ones that don't know, I love how they shot this because it's like, why is he standing there? And what is he standing there? And what is he looking at? It should look like that. Okay, I guess this is the brass looking at
Operations and trying to
yeah,
what went wrong, perhaps.
looking at theater footage. Oh man, are they going to have the part where they take the tridents and they push the tridents into the casket? Oh,
Daddy! 12 SEALs lost and known in command.
I love her. I love her. fresh off the boat. It's a comedy, but her character, she's like the straight-laced Chinese immigrant mom. She's hilarious. I love her. I absolutely love her. So it's going to be very interesting seeing her in something dramatic like this. I have no doubt that she has the acting chops for it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
if she's doing
excited.
comedy, she can do drama.
Mhm.
Lost and known in command even issues a statement.
Nothing in this file adds up.
What? Nothing in the file? Nothing? What is he saying? It's all a lie? What does that mean? I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's like, so all those soldiers died, all those SEALs died. And just to reiterate, folks, it's a difference. Not that, all lives are very valuable, but there's a difference between, like, say, when a Navy seaman is KIA. You have a bunch of SEALs, which is an elite special unit, get taken out and nobody says anything. That's extremely, extremely suspect.
Yeah,
And I
very
believe.
so.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it really is. And, it's a serious situation because they're supposed to be, the best soldiers or, highly trained, specialized soldiers. To lose that many, that's I don't know how often that happens, but that seems like a lot to lose on one mission. you know?
ton. And the fact that no one can find anything
The
and that no
mission's
one's
stable.
saying
Nothing
anything.
in this file adds up.
Yeah. So they're probably
Who has the
asking him
capability to
his
alter our
story, and
signals,
it's not,
change our-
I guess it's not adding up with what he's saying
Right.
and what evidence I guess that they have or that they want to reveal without incriminating themselves. So it's that whole mystery kind of wrapped up, kind of like oh gosh, what do I want to say, like Tom Clancy.
Yeah,
Because he wrote Clear and Present Danger, right?
I think so, yes.
Which is one of my
Ryan-
favorites.
Jack Ryan is the
Jack Ryan, yeah.
Yeah.
That tripped me out. I was like, oh my God.
guard records.
Evil minds that plot destruction.
That's cute dog. Is it French
Behind-
bulldog?
like they said something was behind in the description, that something else was in play with what
Evil minds that plot destruction.
Okay.
Brother, that is God's hand kind of shit.
So it almost sounds like he's doing the investigation himself.
It could be possible. Especially when they're casting doubt on you, as if you're the one that's crazy and you're the one that actually has to wind up trying to clear your own name. Because how many movies have we seen about, and I want to think like the movie Shooter, if I remember correctly, like he was framed too.
Right.
And had to like prove, I had to prove his innocence and could hardly, trust anybody.
And the contractor also, I think, was another one that was somewhat similar to that.
Oh shoot, that's another one I gotta watch. I think so.
Headaches, paranoia, memory confusion.
So now they want to
You
blame.
need some.
Yeah, he's not crazy, but
now he has to deal with that and what's going on. Now he has to deal with having, hallucinations and doing investigation and figuring out what's going on.
oh man. So that just adds more complication to everything. I knew it.
You were mentioning, Lorena.
I freaking knew it. Dang. That is, yeah, that's like a classic Navy SEAL funeral, because all the work that they had to do to become Navy SEALs, they don't just give those tridents away. So one of their comrades falls. Okay, so July 1st.
Follows you home. I hope you'll be able to find peace knowing this mission is over.
Well, how can he find peace when they were saying nothing adds up? How? Wouldn't he still be very skeptical about what's going on now?
I would think that he would, but also listening to her, it's kind of like, it's all settled. When the one person tells you, don't go digging it up, everything's fine the way that it is. If you go digging it up, you're only gonna cause more trouble. But I think for him, it's just like, I'm not getting answers. All of my comrades died and there's no explanation. Nobody wants to give me an explanation at all for it. Which is, what's that, like the third one? So I guess he was like number 3. Oh my God.
Is over.
All right. So who are these people?
They're not at war.
Doesn't look over.
No, especially when there's lots of guns and ammo and a bottle of tequila. I'm guessing is what it is. Man, it's like we got to go rogue for this.
You're not at war. You're at home. There's a difference.
Have you noticed how many now?
Wow, that was a lot.
That's a lot. And I gotta say, I love how the trailer set this up. Well, first you just saw one, then you saw row 3. Now you see all of these.
It's way too many, Lorena. That's an insane number. That's way too many. One is too many, but this is like that quantity that we're seeing. It's just unbelievable. It can't be a coincidence.
No. Especially when you have someone telling you, it's over, it's closed, it's done. Don't go back and dig it up. But he's thinking, these are my brothers at arms who are dead, and no one wants to answer for it.
Not anymore. I can't let you keep doing this. I think something happened to me on that op.
Ooh.
Gosh.
So he says he thinks something happened to him. Do you think, I'm just guessing here, do you think that they tried to cover something up, and in order to do that, wiped all of them out except for him and set it up so it looks like it has something to do with him?
I do. I think there was a huge cover up in this story, and he has to find out what's going on. It's usually for some kind of profit. But yes, I do think that there was a cover up, and somehow they needed him to be alive for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure what the reason would be, but maybe he's the fall guy. But this is just really a terrifying situation to be in for anybody. It's just unbelievably frightening.
You can't recall what happened to that many.
I think something happened to me on that op.
Wow. That is crazy.
A must see.
We got 8 episodes, y'all.
Yes.
8 episodes. Oh
It
my
looks
God.
so
It looks so awesome. Okay, July 1st. I was wrong. I thought it was the 2nd, but no, it's July 1st. July 1st, which is a Friday. That's perfect that this is coming out Independence Day weekend.
Yes.
This is absolutely perfect. I can't wait. I've heard so much great buzz about this. I've heard, again, this is another military positive body of work that's coming out. I want to say I'll guess that it was going to rank up there with oh my gosh, trying to remember the movie about that one Navy SEAL. And oh God, who did it? Who was it? Matthew McConaughey? I think it was Matthew McConaughey. This is driving me nuts. I'm gonna but I can't believe I'm forgetting.
We can't remember everything.
It's driving me nuts. This one guy, he was a Navy SEAL.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Kyle. Holy crap. Okay. I cannot believe my mind just blanked on that. Chris Kyle, because I actually read his book, American Sniper.
Yes.
And there was a movie made out of that, and I cannot remember. Yeah, because Clint Eastwood produced it. Bradley Cooper, that's who played Chris Kyle. Wow. Somewhat of a difference between Bradley Cooper and Matthew McConaughey. But either way, American Sniper was a seriously pro America movie. Although, unfortunately, Chris Kyle was unfortunately killed by someone who was still fighting their own military demons. But his book is amazing. That's how I learned more about how SEALs train from reading his book.
My goodness.
And I read his book actually before he's died. That American Sniper is one of the most entertaining pro military reads that you will ever do. If you ever want to know, I mean, granted, as just regular, I shouldn't say regular because no one's regular, but those of you who decide to enter the military, the basic training that you go through, that's strenuous enough. And when you're talking about specialty training for the likes of, say, the Navy SEALs, I got a newfound respect for the SEALs after reading that. You knew that they were badass, but reading all of that's involved with their training and all that. And I think that is where I remember him talking about how if one of their buddies falls at their funeral, they like pound their tridents into the casket. So I think that's where I remember I read that. Of course, some of you in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's where I first read and heard about it. But folks, this is an amazing show. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for being here. We love giving you guys our updates on all of our toxic men that we've featured on the show, what they're up to, so you can find out what's going on and catch up with what they're doing. Keep an eye out for what they're doing. So before we roll out of here, do you want to let the folks know where they can find you and what you have coming up?
Yes, you can always find me on my YouTube channel, Positive Fandom, also on Twitch, Positive Fandom as well. On Monday nights, you can find me streaming with Lorena on Toxic Femininity at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, sometimes you can find me on the 1/6 Scale Man Network on either Say What or Uncivilized Scoundrels. You can also find me streaming with Lorena on 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch on our Toxic Male Appreciation Show. On Friday nights or Saturdays, often you can find me streaming with Robert Meyer Burnett on the Post Geek Singularity. And on Fridays during the day at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me streaming with Midnight's Edge in the Morning with Tom and Andre. And on Sunday, you can find me on my Positive Fandom Sunday brunch at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I do all the parlay in the fandom. It's a live show, so please do check me out there.
All right. Excellent. And folks, of course, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch. If you're on Twitch. And of course, you can find me on Instagram as well. Over on YouTube, I do various live streams and videos about pop culture, sci-fi, and of course, theme parks as well. And I have couple of shows that go on during the week, a new show series that I'm starting called Let's Go to the Mall, which is my new talk show, which I'll be kicking off. And probably every other Tuesday or so on my channel. So my first guests up are going to be the ladies from Force of Light Entertainment, and we are going to be talking Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. So that is going to be an amazing, amazing amount of fun. I can't wait. Wednesday nights, of course, at 8:30, you can catch me on the Dark Council, and the location kind of rotates. So just watch me on Twitter or look for an announcement over on YouTube to find out where we are going to be. And of course, Saturdays are my theme park streams. So please do keep an eye out for an announcement on Twitter or on YouTube about where those are going to be. So with that said, folks, this is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. We so appreciate the support, and we will see you guys later. Bye.